Welcome to the Master Orientation Part 1 for the Hanvey Mobile Grooming Vans. This is Curtis Hanvey, and I'm here to help you understand your Hanvey Mobile Grooming Vans, so stand by. Welcome to the Hanvey Mobile Grooming family. This is Curtis Hanvey, and I'm going to be helping you with your orientation today. The first thing you need to do when you start your day is enter the truck and power up the two systems. One of them is your 12-volt system, which is on the left-hand side, and your inverter is on the right-hand side. You have a star on both of them to help you find these two switches. Basically, on the inverter, you're just going to press the button, and you'll see the light come on like this. And then you're going to flip this switch. Now I'm going to turn it off so you can see me turn it on into the on position. When you flip this switch off and on, it kills all the power or brings up the power on all the switches below. So at the end of the day, when you turn off the main switch at the top, all of the other switches are disabled without you having to move those switches. It's best to leave the lower switches in the on position unless you need something specifically to be off. Do not turn these switches off and on between grooms or between the houses that you're servicing. Leaving these two switches on throughout the day allows everything to work automatically like it needs to. Especially during the winter, this is important because if you turn off these switches between grooms, you will not have heat to keep the rear workspace warm between grooms. So write this down. Turn the power on, start of the day, off at the end of the day. Now let's take a look at your dehumidifying air conditioner. This is the most important device in your truck because it speeds up your drying. It has 3 speeds for a fan, a thermostat that you can change what temperature you want it to turn off and on. When it does turn off and on, it does not turn off the blower, it just turns off the compressor. This air conditioning also has these vents that you can point towards you or away from you, or you can close some of them off to block flow from blowing where you don't want it to blow, like on you while you're at the tub. One other thing I like about these vents is during the winter you can run this air conditioner and have the 2 vents that to the left blowing away from you and the 2 on the right blocked off. Have it on at the same time you have your heat, and then you can go ahead and dry dogs much faster because you get all that dehumidification. Always remember, if your drying slows down or the drying is not as fast as you want, you don't need a hotter dryer. All you need to do is utilize our dehumidifier air conditioner, what I like to call our Monster AC, to get the moisture out of the air so your drying can speed back up. So always think of your air conditioner as your second half of your dryer, because it is actually the second half of your drying process. Even in the winter, because in the winter you won't run your air conditioner. Typically, you won't have your vents open and your humidity gets very high in the truck, and so the drying slows down. So as soon as you notice the dog is slowing down in the drying, turn on the air conditioner, turn on the heat if it's winter, and have both of them running, and within about a minute you will see your drying speed up. Dryer boosting is the secret to speed drying. Now, if you want more details on this, go to gohanvey.com and go to the dryer section and look for speed drying tips. So now let's move to the tub and the hose. I want you to notice how I hang this hose. Do it this way every time. You're putting the hose into the clip first and then letting it drop in. If you don't, you might get a surprise. If you actually hang the hose like this, the hose will eventually start folding, and when it does, when you're going under a dog, it'll stop your water flow. This is the way to do it. Every time. Let's talk about the tub and the bathing systems. First, you want to run water into the basin in the tub. We call this the bathing beauty trough. At the level you see in the video, where the water is just going onto the main bottom of the tub, that's 2 gallons of water. Now you need to add the shampoo directly to the water. And you did get 1 shampoo dispenser standard, but we also have 2 others as an option, which would make 3. If you follow the clear tubes, you'll find that they go to the back, where you can have your bottles in these round bottle racks and have each tube going down into the bottle. Now, if you get shampoo that is in square bottles like Tropiclean, you will need to save you some round bottles to transfer your shampoo to so you can use these racks. Now let's move on to the bathing system. Our bathing system is the Hanvey Bathing Beauty. To turn the Bathing Beauty on, you're going to press this air bulb. This is not an electrical switch, it's actually an air bulb. It has an air tube that goes to a switch in the back that turns it off and on. To vary the water flow, all you have to do is turn this black little handle. I was on low, medium, kind of to high, and now we're at full force. Now we're going to go ahead and turn it back down. When it's on its lowest setting, it's about 2 gallons a minute. When you're at the highest setting, you're looking at about 8 gallons a minute. Imagine that, 8 gallons of water flushing through a coat in 1 minute with this system. But wait, our groomers have reported to us a secret speed grooming tip. You have a very thick, heavy coated, let's call them a doodle or something of the kind. Take the white plastic nozzle tip off, leaving the silver volume control valve, and you just increased your flow to somewhere between 10 and 13 gallons a minute. If you take the silver valve off, you have major amounts of water in the range of 16 to 18 gallons per minute. But beware, water will splash everywhere if you do not cup your hand around the nozzle tip or the end of the hose and kind of hold that water from spraying everywhere and help flush that water into the coat. We're talking a lot of water. Go to gohanvey.com for more details on these particular procedures. When you're through bathing a dog, always turn the water flow to its lowest setting, then press the air bulb once to turn it off, like this, with your fingertip and not your palm. Hang the hose up after you turn the pump off, and you'll notice that the water that's in the hose will drain out the nozzle tip, and any water that's remaining in the pump will also drain out into the basin. This allows the hose and the pump to dry out while you're not using it, which means the hose and the pump will not get smelly from soured water. This is especially important on the weekends and for long-term parking, because if you leave that hose laying in the bottom of the tub, the water that's in that hose will sour and it will smell bad.